Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of English Talks with Real Teachers. I'm Peter, your host, and today we have a really interesting topic. I know many of you are struggling with this problem, so pay attention. How to learn and remember new English words every day. Not just learn, but remember them too. And for that, I invited someone very special. He's been teaching English for more than 17 years. Wow, that's good. And he's helped thousands of students improve their vocabulary and also confidence in English. Please welcome Mr. Park. How are you? Hi, Peter. Thanks so much for the invitation. I'm really happy to be here. And yes, I love this topic. Vocabulary is a huge part of learning English. And you know what? I think many students don't realize how powerful it is. I mean, learning just a few new words every day can be very powerful. Exactly. And one of the most common questions I get from people is, how do I memorize English words and not forget them the next day? So, I'm really glad we are talking about this. Before we dive in, let's start simple. Why is vocabulary so important? And what's special about learning 10 new words a day? That's a great question. Vocabulary is like the bricks of a house. Without words, you can't speak, you can't write, you can't understand. So, learning new words gives you more tools to express yourself. Yeah. Now, about learning 10 new words a day, you could say, oh, it sounds small. But if you do that every day for 1 month, that's 300 words. In a year, it's more than 3,600. That's a huge vocabulary. And the best part is, you don't need to study for 4 hours. Just maybe 20 to 30 minutes a day with the right technique. Wow, that sounds powerful. But I guess the problem is that many people learn 10 new words today, and tomorrow they forget 9. That's the problem. I've seen this with so many students. They write the words, repeat them many times, even use flashcards, but then nothing. One day later, they forget everything. I know that. Yeah, that used to happen to me a lot when I studied French in school. I'd memorize words for the exam, and then boom, gone. It happens to all of us. But the good news is there's a better way, a smarter way. We need to stop memorizing words alone. Sometimes that doesn't work. So, I recommend to start learning the words with phrases and context. I will explain that to you. When we learn a word like create, for example, we can look at the meaning to make something new. Okay, great. But if we only learn the word, we might forget it. But if we learn a phrase like, I want to create my own business, now it's different because you're learning how to use the word. You see it in a real sentence, in a real situation. That helps your brain remember faster and longer. So instead of just memorizing a list of words, we should use phrases? Exactly. It's like this. Let me explain. Your brain is like a city. If you put one word in the city with no roads, it's just sitting there. But when you put that word inside a sentence, it connects to ideas, emotions, grammar. That's the road. Now your brain can travel to that word anytime you need it. Great. Can you give us an example of how to do that with 10 new words? Sure. Let's say today you learn 10 new words. These 10 new words: grow, plan, dream, goal, build, future, try, fail, learn, and success. Now, instead of just repeating the words, we create two or three sentences using them. Like, I have a big dream for my future. Or, I want to build my own company. Even if I fail, I will learn and try again. Now you have a little story. Your brain sees a picture, a feeling, not just a word. That's brilliant. So it's like creating a little movie in your head using those words. Yes, that's why I always tell my students, don't just study words, use them in real life. Write about your day using new words. Speak to yourself. Create imaginary conversations. It works very well. Let me tell you something. I had a student named Carla. She always said, I study words, but I forget everything. So I asked her, how do you study? She said, I just write the word 10 times. And I told her, that doesn't work. That doesn't work for long term memory. So we changed her method. Now she uses the word in her own life. She connects it with people she knows, or problems at work, or situations in her country. After 1 month, she remembered almost all the words. That was amazing. She was so happy. That's amazing. So it's not just about repetition, it's about context. I like it. So, teacher, here's a question students ask all the time. How long do I need to remember a new word? Like, if I learn it today, will I remember it next week? Help me with that, please. Great question. There's something called spaced repetition. It means you need to see the word many times, but not on the same day. For example, day 1, learn the word. Day 2, review it again. Day 4, use it in a conversation. Day 7, write it in a story. Every time you use it again, your brain says, oh, this word is important. So, repetition, but in different ways. Not just look at the words 50 times in one day. What are some mistakes people make when trying to memorize vocabulary? Here are 3 big mistakes. Number 1, only memorizing, never using. Number 2, learning lists of random words with no meaning. And number 3, not reviewing the words later. If you learn umbrella, but never say it again, it disappears. Your brain deletes it, like trash. So speak, write, repeat. That's the formula. Don't forget it. Thank you so much, teacher. And to all our listeners, remember, start small, be consistent, use what you learn, and don't forget it. If you could improve your English a little more, please subscribe to the channel and share this video with a friend. Thank you very much for your support.